In the last video with the Turbo V6 Accord, we fabricated a custom exhaust for it. And with that, our palette of Vibrant Performance parts are all used. This turbo kit is completely done. And you know what that means? It's time to throw it on the dyno, tune it, and see how much power it makes. Now before we get to the exciting part, we do have to do a few more things to get this thing ready. An oil change, of course. Ooh, perfect. While we're down here, we gotta fix an oil leak with the sandwich plate. Ooh, oh my God. Brother, this guy stinks. Pretty much I'm just redoing this thread sealant on this NPT fitting because it wasn't quite right. While I'm down here, I'm gonna go ahead and do some extra heat protection on the oil drain. There we go. Also quite nice. Now that the oil change is done, one of the next things to do is to go ahead and put the upgraded fuel system in the car. We got bigger injectors, P2R fuel rails and fuel lines. But this car won't run with those injectors on the stock tune. So what we actually have to do is pull this thing onto the dyno first, check the dyno, make sure all that's working, then we can throw the injectors in.
Just a young player that the West Side made.
And see, this is why you do this before the actual dyno day, because this car's too low right now. Looks fine and all, but the exhaust, the downpipe, is resting on the dyno, and we haven't even tightened the straps. So right now it would probably spin like crazy and just not work. So I'm gonna try to just jack up the front, take each wheel off, and just lift the front. So I raised it 15 millimeters and now it is much better. I might have to raise it more, but we're about to find out. Shall we? See how this new belt on this dyno feels? See how she rolls? I don't like the noise the dyno's making. Car feels smooth on the dyno. Well, admittedly, the dyno seems much louder than it used to be, so now that's a little scary after we broke the belt and overspun it. But it's rolling smoothly and it's coasting nicely, so you know, it's probably just like a bearing going out. No biggie, you know, just the bearing holding the 2,000-pound flywheel, you know, 5 feet away from my head. So let's go ahead and do this fuel system and get this thing ready to make boost. So the intake manifold is off. All the factory fuel lines, fuel rails, injectors are gone. I already got one of the P2R braided fuel lines in there. The rest are here. Now before I install any of this and get rid of room, I'm gonna go ahead and wire up all of the injector plugs, because obviously these injectors do not have the same plug as the factory injectors, so you gotta change those out. So there we have it. The upgraded injectors are installed. The P2R fuel rails and fuel lines are installed. The intercooler piping is installed and tightened. We're ready to start tuning. And so, let me introduce the tuner here. Here's Sebastian from Rolling Road EFI, all the way from Florida?
Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida. Why did a tuner from Florida fly in to tune a car? I mean, like, that doesn't make sense, right? Well, it's because there's something special going on here. If you know anything about these cars, you know that people say the stock ECU can't be tuned, and everyone does an Acura TL ECU swap.
Yep.
You reached out. I saw your comment on a video saying I can tune the stock ECU. I didn't really believe it at first. I still don't know if I believe it.
No one ever does.
We're gonna find out what happens. But you kind of want to explain how that works?
Most of the reasons people say these ECUs can't be tuned is because they simply can't be read. If you're going to tune one of these ECUs, first thing you have to do is locate the factory file. Once you have that file, then you can begin to edit that, and that can be reflashed to the car. And half the battle is even, once you have a way in, you need to have the ability to reverse engineer from a coding perspective.
Right, because you're not looking at tables in a software.
No.
You are literally reading the code of the ECU.
I got zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4s, and F through, or A through F.
And so he's already made a base map, I guess you could consider.
A first revision.
First revision, so that's got like the injector size
Scale
and stuff.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna try to load that. Is that the first move?
Perfect.
All right,
First move.
try to load that and see if it runs.
First we're gonna ID it, make
Okay.
sure it...
Does it have a little progress bar when it's doing it? Does it usually take a while?
Yes, K-line takes forever. It takes a long time.
How long is a long time?
20 to 25 minutes sometimes.
Per revision?
Per revision.
Oh my god.
So now you see why I said it was going to be a long day.
Yeah. Yeah, that progress bar ain't moving so fast.
1%.
First one success? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, so you weren't lying. That's crazy, yeah. I mean, it's got tuning it now. Holy cow. Gonna let it warm up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the fan on over there. So we're gonna do a little bass run. See what happens?
Yep.
We got a 3-ish pound spring in there. That's why I think third gear. it already made 60 more horsepower. So
Oh yeah.
it's definitely working. So that wasn't a full pull, obviously. We're kind of checking things out. I think I'm gonna like look over everything up here.
It was 95% of the way through.
What'd you say?
It was 95%.
Yeah, that was 6,400 RPM.
Carb behaved really well. No breakups, no nothing. Air fuels are really stable.
And it made, seems like it kicked in at like about 3 pounds of boost and then tapered off to like 1 or 2.
I shut her down early just because there's no point in running her all the way out. We've got a good curve. We did lose a little bit of boost, which is fine. It's better than boost creep.
Yeah. She was a bit smoky out here, but you know, 200,000 miles are gonna do that. So we're doing the tune a little bit, and while they redo that and pack it and, you know, code, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a bigger wastegate spring. Wastegate spring is in. We also replaced the O2 sensor because it was throwing a check engine code. I did damage the O2 sensor, so that was my fault.
So this is
that RPM, those numbers, or?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay. So it is still like a kind of a little table.
It is, but these tables had to be created. We've added a little bit more fuel in the idle sector,
okay,
and in the low load part throttle areas.
Cool.
So that we get rid of some of that.
Yeah.
Lean idles unnecessary.
Oh. Hey. Another successful.
All right.
Was it? Nice. It seemed very mellow. I mean, like, it doesn't, and it looks.
It didn't seem unhappy.
No, it seemed pretty good. Looks good, no smoke. Made another 30 horsepower. That one actually went all the way up to limiter.
Yeah, I found it out.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Damn!
195K on this baby.
Alright.
High mileage hero right here. All right, we're gonna do another pull of that sled up there. You see how much? Oh yeah, there's about to go up. Look at that.
That demonstrates cut on
Yeah,
MIDC.
that's awesome.
It works.
Yeah.
Alright.
Glad you set it up.
Me too.
So we're pretty much at the limit, because the problem is that since it's a pretty small turbo and a manual boost controller, the boost peaks right when it kicks in and then it kind of tapers off. But the stock map sensor in this thing it's like 9 pounds positive pressure. I'd like to run 9 pounds at redline, but in order to do that, you have to be able to run 12 pounds when it kicks in, which we can't do. So right now it's at like 8.5 pounds as it boost kicks in, and then it kind of tapers off to like 5-6 pounds. We're gonna let the engine cool off and clean up some fueling and then do another run. So with that new tune and letting it cool off a little bit, it made 380, well 378. We'll round it up to 380. So that's it compared to the NA graph right there. Very nice. That's peaking at like 8 pounds and chilling at like 6-ish. So is it time to take it on the street?
I reckon.
Oh my gosh. It is so, like, the boost is like instant.
Ready to go.
Like it's always in boost. Sounds sick. Missed a shift, but it sounds insane. It sounds way faster than it is.
But it feels great.
No, it feels awesome.
It feels linear.
Very linear. Like boost kicks in and it almost feels like NA. Like there's no surge of like having too small of a or too big of a turbo.
It's like almost like a factory turbocharger.
Yes,
Kind
which
of
is
feel.
that was kind of the goal.
Real good.
Sounds sick too. Like I love that.
11.5. I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, no. Oh, that is amazing. Just enough to spin in second, I like that. I like,
Perfect.
it's so fun when it just spins when your boost is actually kicking in. Wow, man, you killed it. Thank you so much.
so
This is
glad you're
awesome.
happy.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. It doesn't really have any like torque steer or anything either. It felt pretty good. So that was it. Very successful. Honestly, one of the smoothest tuning sessions I've ever been a part of, which is crazy considering that it was a very not basic tuning session. With all the tricks you have to do. It drives awesome and it idles great. The AC works, everything. It drives like a factory car with now 380 wheel horsepower. Maybe. Do you want to tell the people where they can find you if they are interested in work and all that kind of stuff?
Rolling Road EFI, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, TikTok. Most of what I post is on Facebook. While I do have an Instagram, I'm not on it much. But you can reach me on either one. If you're a texter or a phone person, you can text and call me, and my phone number is on both. So hit me up. I tune Hondas.
Yeah, okay.
And I specialize in tuning them without tuning devices. So if you don't want to spend money on a Honda or a K-tuner or something else like that, and you just want to stick with your factory ECU, chances are, if it's a 2003 plus Honda Acura, I can tune it. There's only a few that are off my list for now, and I'm working really hard to put them on there.
Impressive.
So.
And it actually works.
Yeah,
it actually
it
works.
gets it done, and it gets it done to a good standard.
Yeah, absolutely. It genuinely drives just as good as my Honda car.
And we didn't have to spend over $1,000 on an ECU to do it.
Yeah, and it has cruise control. It's got traction control still.
Everything the factory car had.
And you were still able to delete check engine lights, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we implemented a fuel cut.
Yeah, it's got control and safeties and stuff. So.
Yeah, like an 8 3/4 pound fuel cut, so it won't exceed.
Very cool. So thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Check them out, and let's go rip on the car. Oh my God. Oh, it feels so good after all this. Oh. The sounds this car make are so incredible. It definitely is not quite as fast as I was hoping for, because we couldn't run quite as much boost as we were hoping for. But my Lord, it sounds so good. And it's everything. It's not just like the building of the boost or just the exhaust. It's all of it. All of it sounds good. And it is so responsive. The turbo choice was perfect. Pretty small turbo, but it makes it feel like a factory turbo car. Like, it is not laggy. When you want the power, it's there. It just makes cooler noises than a factory turbo car. So shout out to Pulsar turbos. This thing is awesome. Now there is one problem. It's a pretty big problem. And in order to fix it, we have to redo the turbo kit. Because see, I did something wrong when I built this turbo kit. I used an incorrect product. Didn't do any research, didn't talk to Vibrant about it. I just bought these bellows to use before the turbo. Well, it turns out these bellows are not designed to be used before the turbo. See, the exhaust before a turbo experiences higher temperatures, but also positive pressure. These bellows, well, two things. For one, they're not designed for positive pressure, so air can leak out. But secondly, they could fail because of the pressure and because of the extra heat. And if they do fail, then those interlocking bellows that are on the inside can come apart, go up your up pipe, through your turbo, and damage your turbo. So that's not good. Now, they did survive. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're totally good. And to be honest, I think they would be fine, but we don't want to risk it. And so Vibrant sent me out a brand new product. This is their motorsports bellows. What makes this different is that it has a solid directional liner. When you look on the inside, it literally looks like an exhaust pipe, but it can expand forward and backwards. They're not really designed to flex left and right, so you don't want to use this if like your turbo is mounted on your chassis and your engine flexes a lot, but it's perfect for what we want, which is just allowing the exhaust to thermally expand. So if you're looking for a bellows that can handle the harshest of conditions, or if you want to put something before a turbo, check these out, because that's exactly what they are designed for. Now, in order to install these, we have to chop up our turbo kit. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. 2 cuts here, and then we take out the big piece. So the back one is all replaced and welded up, and now here we are. I really wish I had messed up on like the down pipe or something, not the up pipe, because literally it all had to come out. In order to get one thing out, you have to get the other thing out, which means you have to get the other thing out. In order to get that thing out, you have to get the other thing out. Well, it's back together. Sounds good. No exhaust leaks. Now I'm going to quickly lower the car back to its previous ride height because I had to lift it to have it fit on the dyno. And I don't like it monster trucking. I'm like, ugh. You're either going to love or hate the external wastegate.
We'll find out.
Pretty loud.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. And it's very responsive. You notice how it gets like really loud up front?
Yeah.
That's the external wastegate.
It's weird that it's up front though.
I know. But it's because pretty much it's the thing that controls boost. So once it hits the boost that it wants, it opens up the exhaust port at the very front of the engine before the turbo to bleed off pressure. It's got some pep, that's for sure.
Okay, I like it so far.
Yeah, it's got like a little bit of flutter, but also the blow off valve.
That's insane. It's got quite a bit.
I love the turbo noises. It's like so responsive too.
Wow. I was not expecting that. That is nice.
You like how it sounds?
Yeah. The whistle is so loud.
I do love the...
That's crazy.
Blows the tires off now.
That's like everything you'd want from like a turbo or Honda.
Yeah. It still has the characteristics of a turbo Honda.
Then just normal driving it's like the perfect daily.
Yeah, I mean, I could like roll the windows up and you wouldn't even know it's turbo. Besides that. But guys, that is pretty much it. I'm very happy with the results. This is now the perfect daily driver, the second perfect daily driver I have built. Makes awesome power, makes awesome noise, should be pretty reliable, knock on metal, and it looks awesome. I could not be more happy. Huge thank you to Vibrant Performance for all of the fabrication stuff. Pulsar Turbo for the turbo. That turbo is awesome. Makes all the right noises and performed amazingly. 380 wheel horsepower on like 6 pounds of boost is pretty awesome. And then of course to PTR for all the engine components, the injectors, the manifold starters, all the J-Series stuff was from them. If you need anything from any of those people, please check them out. This build would not have been possible without them, so you should support them. They're awesome companies. My question is, what do you guys want to see next with this thing? I definitely want to rerun the 0 to 60 test. I want to get a grippier tire setup. Probably try to fix the wheel hop, because now that it's got way more power, it's definitely way worse. I also have cosmetic stuff for it, new bumpers, new hood. And we're gonna kind of respray it a little bit. But besides that, what do you want? Do you want to see me take it to a track day? Or maybe take it to the Tail of the Dragon, do a road trip / mountain run, or something else? Comment something down below. If you see a comment that you like, give it a like. That way I can determine what you guys want to see. But in the meantime, we're gonna start working on the EP3. I know a lot of you guys were wondering where that was. I bought it, and then we dived into this turbo kit, so I've just been working on the turbo kit, but now that I have time, I'm gonna start working on that. Very excited about another Honda build. And then I'm gonna be getting a new build shortly, because now that this big project is done, we need a new build. I'm thinking a tow rig, maybe a tow rig that we can turbocharge as well. I think that'd be pretty sick. I also have to finish the truck because Fall Double Down is in like 2 weeks. Now normally, if it was one of the past 3 videos, I would go take my bike out and do some biking. But you guys do not want to see that, which I understand. Well, some of you guys did. Some of you guys enjoyed it, but most of you guys probably did not. And it was hurting the performance of the videos, and that's cool, whatever. I understand. I'm probably not gonna make a second channel or anything like that for it because at the end of the day, it's my hobby. I want it to stay my hobby. It was nice doing it in these videos because it was just like, I'll throw it at the end. Making a full new channel, making dedicated videos about it, it's too much work. Every once in a while I'll post about it on my Instagram. So if you're interested in it, you can check that out, but that's pretty much it. So thank you again to everyone who made this possible. Please, if you want to support the channel, check out Patreon. Patrons get early access to videos, access to free merchandise, exclusive content, all sorts of stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you have a fantastic day. Peace out, guys.